Welcome. Today, we're going to answer a fundamental question. What exactly is machine learning? At its core, machine learning is a science of teaching computers to learn from data instead of giving them step-by-step instructions. They learn without being explicitly programmed. This is the brain behind modern artificial intelligence, allowing systems to adapt, recognize patterns, and improve entirely on their own. To understand how revolutionary this is, let's compare it to traditional programming. Normally, a human programmer writes the rules, the code, and feeds it data. The computer processes both and spits out the answers. But what happens when the rules are too complex to write by hand? Like trying to write the code to recognize a face? Enter machine learning. Hey, we flip the equation. We give the computer the answers we want, along with a massive amount of data. The computer analyzes this data and figures out the rules all by itself. It learns the mathematical patterns required to solve the problem. There are three main ways a computer can learn from data. First is supervised learning. This is like learning with a teacher. We provide labeled data, telling the computer exactly what it's looking at, until it can make predictions on its own. Second is unsupervised learning. Hey, we give the computer a huge pile of unlabeled data and simply say, find the patterns. It groups and organizes the data without any human guidance. Third is reinforcement learning. This is learning by trial and error. Just like training a dog with treats, the AI receives rewards for good actions and punishments for bad ones until it masters a task. Let's dive a bit deeper into supervised learning, which is the most common type today. It's generally split into two categories: classification and regression. Classification is all about predicting a category. For example, looking at a photo and deciding, is this a cat or a dog? Regression, on the other hand, is about predicting a continuous number, like estimating the future price of a house based on its size and location. Visually, classification works by drawing a boundary line to cleanly separate different groups of data. Once the line is drawn, we know which side any new data falls on. Regression works by drawing a line of best fit right through the middle of the data points, allowing us to estimate exactly where the next point will land. But how does the model actually learn? It relies on a continuous loop involving three main components. The model itself, a loss function which calculates how many mistakes the model is making, and an optimizer, which updates the rules to make fewer mistakes next time. We can visualize this process using a concept called the loss landscape. Imagine the model as a ball placed on a hill, where height represents the error. The goal of the optimizer, using an algorithm like gradient descent, is to roll the ball down the hill step by step. It keeps adjusting its rules until it reaches the absolute bottom. This is the minimum error, giving us the best possible model. Once the model is trained, we have to evaluate it. We always split our data beforehand, using 70 to 80% for training and hiding away the remaining 20 to 30% strictly for testing. When testing, we watch out for three specific scenarios. First is underfitting, where the model is too simple and misses the trend entirely. The opposite is overfitting, where the model memorizes the training data perfectly, capturing all the random noise, but totally failing on new data. What we want is a good fit, a model that captures the underlying pattern smoothly and generalizes well the data it has never seen before. To summarize, machine learning allows computers to learn rules directly from data. It comes in three main flavors: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. The learning process relies on an optimizer minimizing a loss function, and a successful model must always generalize well to new, unseen data. And that's machine learning in a nutshell. Thank you so much for watching, and keep learning.